And
what's going on, everybody? It is me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch. Welcome to the Lean. We're here to discuss the Real Housewives of Atlanta Reunion Part 1. It has been a long, you know what? It ain't been a long season. It felt long during the process, but now that we're here, it's only been on 4 months exactly. But nonetheless, has it felt long to you guys?
It has felt long because ain't shit been really going on. So
Well, that too.
I mean, I guess the same as well. This has been a little draggy, but I can still
Yeah.
tell it's short. It's just been draggy. Like
Yeah.
I
And you know, I love a little drag. I just not on my TV, not on my outlines. Okay. I don't mind a little drag, child. I don't mind a little drag. What's going on? We're here today to talk about the part one of the reunion. We got on our tropical fall inspired attire today. We wanted to live it up with a little color. And it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And shout out to Daddy. It's his birthday today. I put it on the page. Find Daddy on Instagram or Twitter or anywhere or whatever app you on. Wish him happy birthday. And then if you watch it right now, happy birthday, Daddy. We love you.
yes, Jazz,
right.
you better jiggle them titties for Danny's
seeing
birthday.
them, these little
Yes, give him a little T.S. Madison over there.
Whew.
What's going on, Isabel? Isabel is here. David's here. Let us know if you're in the chat too. I mean, I see the numbers are going as we go with the time of the show, but let us know you in the chat. Let us know what's going on. What's the reunion as well. And before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button to like this video. I say it all the time. I'm going to always say it. Like all these videos. Because you just should. I mean, why are you watching this and not liking? That's just like some hateration type stuff. We don't like haters around here. But for those that have been liking, thank you, and continue to like and subscribe as well. All right, hold up. All right, there she goes.
Hey.
Bring it in,
right,
Come on now, you can't leave me hanging there.
Right. You know, I was like, dang, what happened to her? What happened to her?
You know I moved, and you know I really ain't got no excuse, so I'm just late.
I've been trying. We all moved. Everybody moved.
I don't even want to lie to y'all. I was just
shout out to Yarda Gayal in the chat.
Is Chad only speaking to y'all too? Because I mean, we're here. What's going on? Who is Julius McFly? Is that you? Who was that? I don't know. I thought that was Chad. Who was that?
Oh no, that's Julius is actually that's not Chad. Julius is one of the class aliases. No, Julius is an actual person that's not Chad.
Hello.
Julie, she said, "Don't misgender her." You said, "Hey boys, what about the girls?" That's what she said.
I know. First of all, it ain't nothing but like nice young ladies on this panel wearing pink.
We're beautiful women.
Yes.
I'm a fine man, so I don't know. And I got on pink. I'm a fine man though.
Well, I'm like Demi
I'm talking about me and Jazz.
I know, Asia.
Damn.
I know, boo. I know.
Let's get into the actual episode. We got a lot to discuss. The reunion, what y'all thought? Did it give? Did it not give?
It ain't. It didn't. I'm bored. I really didn't want to come.
Exactly. I put my hair in this bun so fast.
That's why I was late. I was
late. You didn't want to come and give the people a show? Now, wait a minute.
Did nobody want to
be here? I was just really
I mean... I'll be honest with you. I typically would go back, on a good episode and I rewatch it. I was like, child.
Yeah.
So what's really going on?
Let's just talk about what we saw. Maybe we can. What I will say is our show on the Lean, all of our shows are typically always better than an episode, especially when they bore.
Yes.
So let's talk about it and let's see what happens. We got people here to watch us, so let's give them a show. They kick off the reunion with this whole bone collecting segment. And first off, I'm going to say it was conveniently put together because they clearly found enough scenes of the girls carrying the bone. But who do you think was the absolute bone collector this entire season? If you had to choose one person, Jazz, go. And then we'll go around.
Sanya.
Antonio.
Sanya.
Yeah, it technically was Drew old barking ass.
Wait a damn second.
Wow. Well, look, the show was so boring, it ain't gonna be nothing but a second, so Jazz gonna have to come on. This ain't gonna be long.
Jesus.
My DoorDash gonna be here sooner than this episode gonna end.
She by Sheen.
So I mean, they basically show all of them like that. But in this very beginning moment, Drew and Sheree had like a little moment. You know, and Sheree was just Sheree. They kind of was whispering underneath the actual conversation what was going on.
Yeah.
But they showed the words, and Sheree was like, you know, you couldn't handle Fatum, because Drew basically said that she, you know, carried the bones over to, I guess, her little Chihuahua. Call it Fatum a Chihuahua. We saw her give the little doggy treats and dog bones early in the season, which I thought was quite blah. But you know, do y'all think that Drew could not handle Fatum? Because Drew said that she did handle Fatum. I guess that's by getting her banned from filming. But Sheree's like, girl, you couldn't handle her, like, going on. What y'all think?
I thought it was very funny that after Drew said that she brought her to do her dirty work, then the question that Andy asked was immediately saying that she brought her to do the dirty work. Right. So I definitely thought that she did that. I think that Drew handled her in the Drew fashion, you know, I mean, in the way that she felt like she could. If you feeling uncomfortable by like a straight dog, then put her to sleep.
Oh. Okay. Asia?
No, she couldn't. She had to use props. When you got to use props, you ain't doing what you need to do.
Oh,
I think handling her was getting her banned from filming. Personally, I think that's maybe what she was alluding to, because that's kind of what she did. You know, we didn't.
I mean, if you put it that way, yeah. But I mean, if we're talking about like 1-on-1, nah, she won. Who I couldn't handle Fatum.
She was just kept barking.
I couldn't understand her.
Right.
That's what I'm like. When was she? I guess when did she have an opportunity? I guess maybe to handle her, or when was it that Fatum was just like getting in Drew's ass, and we seen Drew? Yeah. I just didn't see that. I did not see Fatum just being that girl in the scenes that she was in. I didn't see that. She always looked possessed and fucking drunk and coked out. If you ask me,
coked out,
coked out,
like Coca-Cola.
Not Coca-Cola, baby.
Oh, like she was skiing?
Ski slopes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Her hair was always disheveled. Her mouth
disheveled. Her lipstick was smeared. Like, it was just, she looked a fucking mess. So she was really nothing to handle, honestly, in my opinion. So.
Yeah. What did Zil just say? Yeah, Fatum, like,
Fatum.
just.
Not Fatum. It's
Fatuna.
Not Fatuna.
Yeah, like Drew didn't do that. Like, she just, the girl.
You don't think that she got her hyped up to that point, or do you think? I mean, she might act like that in regular life. But I mean,
I don't know. She filmed just for a little bit at the end. We saw her at the end.
At the She by Sheree show,
Yeah.
But she had a mouth.
And so. I mean, she wasn't banned from filming.
I don't think she was mic'd up.
Nah, you might as well say she went there, because they showed her and they gave her a little bark, but she didn't have nothing. They
only showed her to do that shady ass bark.
Right. Okay, so after that, you know, Sheree denies that Fatum was there to do her dirty work. She said Fatum already had the tea, and she didn't know that Fatum was going to be out there doing all that. She also said she doesn't believe that Ralph is gay. And so she tries to call. She's like, well, she tries to say, like, let's call Anthony. And then Andy's like, no, let's not. And I'm like, girl, one thing Sheree gonna do is say, let's call somebody. Right. If you think back to season 4 when they called Tyrone, that's so funny.
The man who had confused her.
Right. Which they didn't age too well. And then they asked a question about Sanya not having a mind of her own. Drew said that, you know, she's a great runner. That's it. And Sanya claps back and tells her that the only thing she's been able to accomplish in life is mediocrity. And so they have a little moment. Any thoughts on that if we move to the actual next segment?
I think Sanya did good with that cute little clap back.
I think it was decent. My thing is y'all sitting on the same couch now. So
hit her.
Where them 4 gold medals getting you now? On the same couch with me.
Right.
But we just got to give Sanya her credit. That's
I ain't giving her shit.
I'm sorry.
I thought it was so we're gonna talk about Sanya more, because Sanya, we're gonna talk about her more. Like
she tried. That's all.
Maybe she did. So the actual segment where things got a little interesting was I guess you can say this. I called it the Sheree segment because there's a lot that happened. It was all related to Sheree. Andy starts off by asking, "Where is She by Sheree today?" And she said it's coming out at the end of the finale episode. Obviously, this was filmed weeks ago. We saw last week that she did launch something, and since then she has released like more stuff. So you can go to the website and find stuff. Apparently, it's sold out, child. And so then they, she basically says like it didn't happen before now because she, was worried about raising her kids. It's the first time she says it, and so they go to Kandi about the shade she been throwing about She by Sheree, and Kandi says that she's been throwing shade because Sheree been throwing shade. Sheree denies throwing the shade, and even Andy's like, "Girl, like you've been saying little stuff," and Sheree claps back and says that Kandi been talking about her nonstop on her show, using her as clickbait. Candy's like, "Why do I need you as clickbait?" And there was a question from the fans that says, why did She by Sheree, or why did Sheree shade Drew's business when it took her 14 years to get her shit out? So I'll stop right here and break this up right here. What did y'all think about the situation between Kandi and Sheree? Because we saw this clip earlier last week, but Kandi says she's justified in throwing her shade because Sheree was throwing shade. And I'll start with Antonio.
I do think Kandi was justified in the shade that she threw. I don't recall her just going at Sheree, but it seemed like from the very beginning, Sheree and Marlo kind of like had their eyes on Kandi, like that's who we're gonna, kind of attack this season. So the shit that Kandi gave back to her was well deserved, and I even still feel like Kandi could have went much deeper and really dogged Sheree. Yeah. Just because of everything that she's, been through over the years, like they can throw all of that in her face because she was bringing up, stuff that she heard about Kandi from the past. So I think that Kandi took it easy on her, but I do think that Candi's responses were warranted. Sheree deserved it.
Okay. Asia?
I think it's a show about throwing shade. So yes, everybody's justified in doing so. And I think if you really hop on this show and you think that you're going to be spared, like, where have you been? Like, them breaks that Sheree took must have got to her head because where are we at? Like, what couch? Why are we sitting on this white couch right now? Like, it's Kandi's justified. Kandi definitely should have went. If I were Kandi,
you would have went harder.
Would have went hard. Like, I would have been saying spring, summer, September the whole time. I would have made a song about it. Like, I really would have like went in on Sheree if I were Kandi, even though I'm not a Kandi fan. If I had those skills, that's what I would have done. So that's what I would have did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I whatever, Sheree. Next.
I think that Sheree, like, everybody's saying it was a warranted back and forth. I think more so warranted on Kandi's end than Sheree's, because I really didn't understand why Sheree really did that, besides, Marlo's reason was Marlo's reason. I didn't understand why Sheree was coattailing off of it. Have your own reason. So I definitely think it was warranted, and I felt like Kandi could have done, they complained about her not working. Now she's working. So this is how she works. So, I mean, she's just going to do the same thing that y'all doing. So I agree with everybody on that. But I don't think about Sheree. I think that, I don't know if she's just like slow or
not smart. I always say that.
She's like Antonio's like saying smart. Like, and I have gathered that over the years, but this has really made me think that she is really dumb. You know what I'm saying? She got to be slow as a goddamn like a doorknob or something, because like she literally said that shit on camera, just stand on me. And that's the only thing about Sheree that I cannot stand. One of the things that she just always act like she don't do the shit, and when you even roll the cameras, she's still acting like she didn't do the shit. So she got to be a little slow.
That's
the worst type of slow person is somebody who don't know they slow.
Right.
Like,
the thing is, we said this. We have been saying for seasons that all Sheree do is line stutter. But in this moment, I think that she just may be a little slow. Like I think she may have ridden the little short bus, the short one, because I will say in this moment, I realized once again, it's not like I was surprised, but I'm like, okay, she's sitting next to Andy. Why? She's an OG. You would never know she's an OG. If you didn't watch this show, you would never know that. You would think she was new to this, just like the rest of the girls on the left side of the couch.
Yeah.
And that's what she should have been, was on the left side of the couch, because I'm just like, what, girl? Are you not? Are you? And she legit had to sit there and think like, what did I say?
She gives Scooby Doo every time she opened her mouth.
It's like or womp. Some shit like that. Because it wasn't like, like Kandi, or like Marlo was just like Marlo said what she said, but she was adding other shit to it. She just wasn't saying, girl, right, I agree. But she was like, right, she just ain't there. She don't be there for nobody. She was saying her own shit. So she's just
she's for self. That's
yeah.
She's a fucking ass.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, definitely not giving OG energy. It's I just like, you know what? They can bring Sanya back. Sheree needs to go. I don't want to season her. I'm bored of her. I'm really bored of her. She's a one-trick pony.
I wish we could get rid of 3 of them.
Okay, I'm sorry not to even interrupt, but this is gonna be short anyway. So, who would they replace with Sheree?
Child, put me on there. Asia, go apply. Anybody in the chat, somebody go get on the damn Atlanta. I'm just tired of Sheree. They bring her back like we are just looking forward to her.
Yeah.
And honestly, every time they bring her back, it's at the expense because there's nobody else that can come back. It's quite
well, if you think about it, though, they feel like Sheree is kind of like the next best thing to the OG that they would have brought back had that situation been different.
Right.
Like they were talking about bringing back Lisa Wu or Deshaun, and they don't want him back.
But the thing is, the reason why I don't want her, because we've already seen her come back and we've seen what she's capable of, and she comes back with the same thing every year. And so this year she got her little clothing line situation out. She got a house. We don't care.
It's over. I feel like her story is.
They need to give her the Cynthia exit.
Yeah,
please, for good.
But I think they are such in a tight spot now. They probably are going to bring all of them back.
They need to bring Portia back instead of Sheree.
Yeah. I don't know. Besides Sheree, there was really no reason for her to be there because without her already information that she said is for Fatum and the assistant, what purpose did she have there?
I think her big storyline was supposed to be her and Tyrone, but when that kind of went south, it's like, well, damn, okay, let me bring back Sheree since everybody's asking about that. To me, that was an afterthought of her doing that. That's why she was like down to the wire, like, oh, I did it in like a month or however long it took her to get it together.
Did y'all see them clothes?
Wait a minute.
We talked about it for a whole hour last week. I feel like the folks probably think we don't support black business, but baby, it's deeper than that.
I'm just saying, did y'all see them clothes? That's all.
Honestly, I didn't see the clothes because I couldn't get on the website. That's my story.
It's some lace joggers on there if you want some, and they're gonna match that dude from Sweet Life shirt.
Oh, okay. Well, all right, let's move on. Let's move on because we got a lot to talk about still. We'll come back to okay. So in the same conversation, the same segment, while Drew was involved with this conversation, she talks about her business and how her business was to support her body, and she had to get a mommy makeover, and that the girl should have been more supportive of her on her journey and trying to get her body back together. And so then from that point, they kind of I asked y'all this, just a simple question. Do you all think that they could have or should have been more supportive of her, or was she just going off at the mouth?
They could have been more supportive, but they don't like Drew.
They don't like her.
Okay.
So they're gonna poke fun at her. Everybody did, including Kandi, which I was still kind of surprised about. But everybody poked fun at her.
I'm not surprised, and Kandi ain't no damn saint. She's
no. I'm not saying she's the saint, but I just felt like she would have been one to kind of be like, kind of help Drew or try and be, motivate her a bit or something like that. But they don't like Drew. So
I just think the reasoning was stupid because at the end of the day, she doesn't give me fit. I give fashion. Where's Sheree? Where did she get fashion? I don't see it. I've never saw it.
She got a label,
but
right.
she ain't bringing no real fashion. You can say what you want about Marlo, you can say what you want about Kenya, but they will dress to impress and bring it the way they want to bring it. But she don't get the fashion.
So
I don't like Drew, but I really don't like how they did her. I don't like how they talked about her and her business, because being in a partnership with somebody or franchising your business is still being in the business.
Right.
And after you get surgery, you're supposed to work out anyway. So their reasoning really didn't make no fucking sense. So
they just didn't like
Drew, but I'm not team like bully up on Drew.
Okay. What do y'all think about the Sheree? So they address Sheree and her not paying people. And I'm just gonna kind of say that Kenya kind of saved her, because I feel like Kenya jumping in to explain what the hell they was referring to helped her get her answer together, because she was very confused actually on what they were trying to say. But Kenya basically came in, because Sheree has said it before. She said it many times that if she has a service or something and she doesn't feel satisfied with it, she's not going to pay. But in this moment, after Kenya cleared up I guess what Andy was asking, then she came back and kind of tried to fix it. Do y'all agree? Or
I think her answer stayed the same though. Like
no, because when she said that she still pays after when she's not. I thought she said that.
No, she was still saying that if she don't. No, she said she pays the people that need to be paid.
Yeah,
and even when Kenya explained it, like, no, you're getting a service from someone and there's a contract. Yeah. She was trying to make it like, oh, well, I mean, if they don't have a contract, then I don't really feel like I need to pay them.
Well, she kept emphasizing contract. That's what she kept saying. And I think that's what and I was like, girl, it's still wrong.
Right. Like, that's what Andy said. Okay, if you get a haircut, and if you don't like the haircut, you can't just turn around and not pay the barber just because you didn't like the haircut, or even getting braids or getting your hair done. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You either fix it, your nails, you either fix it then, or you talk shit about them online, but you still got to pay before you leave. You know what I'm saying?
That's called
Sheree has made it very clear.
Stealing. Sheree.
He's a thief.
That's why no man was in jail.
She will not pay people, and she don't feel fucking bad about it. So
remember last week when I said, have y'all seen? I was like, have y'all seen her credit the designer at all? Well, that was a key question, because right after that, all the rumors started surfacing that she ain't even paid the person. We ain't seen no credit from this person, and child, it's kind of embarrassing to have that tied to your name at like 50 plus. I mean, goddamn.
And then you're not paying people these $2,000-$3,000 or whatever it is, but you in one scene got on outfit worth $20,000. Like, I don't.
She rent that shit.
Yeah. And then she go to the archive for her clothes, but they talking about it. So all I can say is, like my friend said, it goes back to Who Gonna Check Me Boo, and even like you said, the designer, everybody was clapping for her. She got a good response from her fashion show. So that even goes with what she said. So what you didn't like it, everybody else seemed to like it in the fashion show. So you still need to pay that man regardless.
Yeah.
We need to pay her chateau for sure.
Right. What's his name? The one that was like fashions with no fashions, how dress.
Dwight.
Right. Even him, he had to come back and get his coins because he bent over backwards for her in that damn fashion show. She still acting like she don't remember.
Well, on Watch What Happens Live last night, Andy did, as he was kind of saying, because Quad was on the show and Quad was at the fashion show, and he's like, so of course there's been so much has happened. He said, because we filmed the reunion prior to the launch actually happening. And that's when Sherry Shepherd was like, they played the game and she was like, is it she by Sheen or she by wholesale?
I saw that. Honey. I saw that in a little clip, child.
But she gives fashion. I mean,
she gave the bottoms to that man's top.
Okay, so
that sounds like a plan.
That sounds like something different.
All right, so Marlo and Kandi have a little segment here. So it's all based around Kandi trying to get Marlo a show in the past. And notice Kandi kept saying at a time that she wasn't on the network, she couldn't work for the network. This must have been the time in which she was not friends with Nene, and she could not. Well, the first beginning, because season When was the Bailey Bowl?
14. This had to be like, this was a few years ago. I remember this actually coming out. This had to be maybe around like seasons like 6 and 7.
Yeah, when was the Bailey Bowl? Because the Bailey Bowl happened, and then her and Nene fell out, and then she wasn't around. She didn't come back around until she was it Sheree's friend? Sheree's,
I think that was season 8.
Friend. She came back around season like 8.
Season 8, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So from like season 6 to season 8, I guess this is the time frame. So in this time, apparently, Kandi was supposed to help Marlo get a show. And you know, Marlo is trying to get her point across by mentioning what, you know, Ty reaching out to her, and Andy's like, okay, listen, what are you trying to say? Because it's not really working. Kandi has already jumped in, because honestly, I don't blame Kandi, because what Marlo is trying to do is, like, you know how you ask a person, like, just answer the question. I'm gonna answer the question, but wait, let's clear up exactly what happened and what she was trying to do. And so what Marlo wants is for Kandi to acknowledge that she backed out and she thought it wasn't a good deal. But what Kandi is saying is that you're saying that I'm not helping people, but I tried to help you. And so I ask y'all, do you think it is wrong for Kandi to continue to throw it in her face? She tried to help her.
Yes.
Nope. I'm
conflicted.
Okay, so we got a middle, we got a left and a right. Who want to go first?
No. I'm conflicted because I don't think we haven't heard Kandi say shit about it until Marlo said, you don't do shit for people, you don't help people. Now, if it's one thing we do know, Kandi does help everybody. She's been helping the less fortunate since she got on the scene and started doing songs for Kim. So she's always done stuff. She usually, like, it would get on my nerves if somebody kept repeating what they did for me over and over again, but you keep saying that I don't help people. Yeah. So I'm going to keep defending myself. So I'm conflicted. Like, it's annoying. And we know Kandi can push a point to where it's annoying as fuck, like them dildo shits. So, like, that's why I'm conflicted about it, because I wonder if Kandi was going to do that anyway when the show came on. So I'm conflicted.
So let me ask you a question specifically. Do you think that she would have do you think she would have threw it in her face? Like, let's say, for example, she got mad at, Marlo didn't even mention not helping people, and she was mad, and Kandi was mad at her for something else. Do you think that she would have brought it up still?
Yes.
Bam. That's it.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm conflicted. Like, I just see both sides of it. But Kandi is so annoying.
Okay, Jazz, I want to hear the right when we get to the left.
Well, I just agree with that. Like, at the end of the day, like, she's always constantly putting stuff, like, she brings it up. Like Marlo said it, and it's on every week of Speak On It. It's just like, okay, we get it. Like, if you do stuff for people, just like, you know, I give blankets to the homeless every winter, but I'm not coming on the lean said it every winter. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, you do stuff, and you just kind of and if you sleep well at night, then it should be enough. You said it once. Boom, honey, I don't got to prove nothing to you. My husband know what I did. I know what I did. So, and you know what I did. And even if you're trying to act like you don't know what I did, it's just like what Asia said. It's just a constant thing. I understand Kandi doesn't want to be seen like that, but she has done so much in the past for people that it should not be something that she has to constantly explain about herself. So if we see it, I will acknowledge it. I'm not the biggest Kandi fan, but I do know that she helps people a lot. So it just doesn't need to be said all the time. When it comes to Marlo, I just think that she just has, that issue with Marlo because, Marlo might have disregarded her on it. But if Marlo feels as though it was a Todd thing because he's a producer, I got what she was trying to say, but she just can't, articulate it correctly or whatever. But if she felt like Todd said it, did it, somebody in that group between them two helped her or trying to help her, and that should still be enough for Kandi as well. So even if I didn't do it, my husband did, so we won. So what else is going on? So I mean, Kandi just has to stop being stuck on shit to the point that it just has to be reiterated so much that it becomes annoying.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's okay for Marlo to continuously say she ain't did shit for people. She don't do nothing for people. All she is for self and blah, blah, blah. So you mean to tell me it's okay for this person to continuously say that, but I can't continuously speak on what it is that I've done to help this person or maybe even other people. Like Jasmine, you said you do stuff for the homeless every winter and you don't come on the lean and say it, but also them homeless people not coming on the lean and saying, yeah, Jasmine don't do shit for nobody, Jasmine for self. So I feel like in this situation, Kandi was definitely justified with how she handled that. It came up again at the reunion where Andy mentioned it and Kandi broke it down how it is that it happened. We also know, like, even I remember years back, Kandi tried to go to the executives and Andy and all of those people to help Marlo get a peach. She's always said that she feels like Marlo has put in the work and even deserved a peach. So I think her defending her name in that light was okay. I personally don't care how many times it is that she said it. As many times as Marlo says, you don't do shit to help people, I feel like Candace should then respond with what it is that she did to help her motherfucking ass those times as well. So I was okay with that.
Doctor, how do you feel?
Yes, Dr. Kirkwood.
I feel so. A part of me, I don't think that I see comment. I don't think that Kandi just, I think she's very humble. I don't think she just brags about everything, but there are times where I do feel like she, kind of beats the same drum about what she got and what and it's fine. We know what she got. So I do feel like maybe she would have said something even if Marlo hadn't mentioned it. But at the situation at hand, because I can't speak on what didn't happen, I did feel like how she broke it down was very clear. That it's kind of like, I'm sorry, we was talking about Mia, talking about Candace talking to Candace's mama, and when she said your mama, I was like, well, leave mamas alone. So in this case, I is to say Marlo should leave, leave all of Candy's contributions and things alone because she was once a part of it. I mean, we don't really know what the conversation was, but if you go back and find a speak on it, Marlo was on the speak on it with Kandi talking about this stuff years ago. So the stuff is there. So I do think that, Marlo, she shouldn't be tapping around. She should have found another storyline to bring in Candy's face with the bullshit because this may not have been the best one, considering that you were once one of her charity cases. I'm sorry.
Well, my thing is, I think that Marlo's issue is with Kandi is that she's always asking where her money comes from. Every time she has something, she brings something to the table. It's like, where she get that? It's like she asks where everybody's money comes from. I think that would have been more of a story, not like a leeway to something else that would have been more substantial between them two, because that does bother me when she always is asking about where Sheree's money comes from, where Marlo's money comes from, where Drew's money is coming from. That's something that she kind of asked about the whole cast. I feel like that would have been something better to start on.
He asked it about Kenya though, or Nene. I think when they're on this show, things are, people are gonna say stuff. So We've said, where the hell Sheree getting all this damn money from? We've said that.
Yeah.
Well, what Drew them doing, to get to it?
She's saying it, but it doesn't make it right that it doesn't make it like if somebody keeps asking me where my money comes from in every single season, then I'm going to ask you where Mama Joyce's money come from. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to keep asking you stuff. Where's Todd's money coming from? You know what I'm saying? It's not really something I still, regardless if that's what she does, it's whatever. It doesn't make it appropriate to me.
Actually, I have another question. So, if you watch Married to Medicine, I know y'all two are Jasmine and Antonio. Do y'all think there's a difference between what Heavenly's doing and what Candy's doing on Speak
Same
On?
thing.
It was in my notes.
And I'm glad that they brought that up. Just because, I feel like Speak On It has definitely been overkill this season. Like, usually she'll have people on, you know what I'm saying? And they just kind of talk about certain things. But in this season, because she's so heavily involved in the drama, it's like she's having to. To me, it's like she's doing the same thing. I want to hear y'all thoughts on it. That's why
I had that in my notes. That what is the difference between the Speak On It, and in Sheree's defense, even though I still think she's slow as a dodo bird, a dunce cap, I still would say, what I'm saying, it's something to be said that she, that she's bringing up. Now, Candy's defense was, I'm reviewing the show, I'm watching the show, but that's the same thing as Heavenly's defense as well. It's just certain things that they probably feel like, just like that case. I don't think she goes this deep, though. I don't think it's something to, I don't think it's nowhere near on Heavenly's level, to me, at all.
Okay.
But I also don't mind, like, for example, I don't agree all the way with Heavenly, but I don't mind them, when they to give additional context around the episodes, because sometimes we watch those episodes and we like, okay, something seems to be missing or seems like something happened or whatever the case may be. I don't mind giving some additional context so we have a better understanding of what happened during that scene.
But see, and that's what I feel like that's what Speak On It was about before this season. I feel like she gave stuff this season too, but I feel like this season, like I said, because she was much more involved in what was going on, it's almost like you speaking on what you're doing as well. And then, like somebody said, she got her little minions doing more of the work. I do feel like, she may not have been as verbal as Heavenly, but the stuff was still being said and is on her show, which makes her just as guilty in my eyes. You know what I'm saying?
She didn't have to work last season or the season before that or whenever. She ain't worked since she started Speak On It. Now she has
to. Kandi ain't really worked since since Carmen. Since Carmen was about to hit with that.
It was her side. You know how you got like a side hustle? Speak On It was her side hustle. Now it's her like outlet to rag on everybody else.
Yeah. And you know what? This is a good point from Kathy. I do believe her when she said that she didn't know what they were saying about her, because even watching the show, I really feel like Kandi would have moved a lot differently had she known a lot of the things that Marlo and Sheree were saying, because they were saying a lot of stuff. And it's like she would be hanging out with them and kikiing with them, you know what I'm saying? The next thing, I don't think, Kandi hold on to stuff long.
That's the powerful that we do that.
I don't think she would have, really. So I mean, I guess it's she used her platform for both, but I don't know. I felt she got a little more involved this season with it, and I'm glad they brought it on the show too. Yeah. Okay, so Sheree and Tyrone got a little segment. Sheree talks about the sex wasn't good. I was talking about this last week. I said she is sitting up here trying to dog this man out. It's very much so like a little chick in the hood that just, now all of a sudden the penis small. Now all of a sudden the sex ain't good. Now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, girl. So, but she says she felt used. Once again, Nene told you a long time ago, and so she explains about like how she says that basically there were some papers sent to her that he wanted signed so he can do some more stuff on the show. She didn't sign them. He felt the way, so she felt like that he wanted to, he really wanted to be on the show. And so then she talks about her relationship with Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but she's very vague about it. She's not really giving the deets. To the point to where she was like, so he asked her a question, and she's like, "Oh, he's on this show," and she was like, "What does he do?" She's like, "What does who do?" The one we talking about, fool.
Jesus. You know,
she was getting on my nerves, actually.
Which because she's a liar. She calls Drew a liar, but she stutters because she's trying to think of the liar.
Yeah, it was annoying to watch. So basically, she don't even give all the details. Kenya, to the left of her, gives all the details and tells him who he is, what he did, what show he was on. And I think somebody said it earlier. I did like a comment that Sanya said, Sheree doesn't care what anyone thinks. And I'm like, you're right. Because she's been getting drugged for years.
Yeah.
She's been getting drugged about everything, and she does not care. That's one thing about her. She is very resilient, baby, because she's going to keep on coming back, regardless.
I mean, that might be a perk of being slow.
I mean, you just don't get hurt by shit because you're so damn slow, you don't even know.
What happened? But she said who? She probably really lost. Like, what's going on?
Because I feel like that was a bit of a shade from Sanya, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't care what nobody say, do you?
That's what I think. I took it as, baby, you don't care. And she don't.
Even if you didn't mean it as shade, it was still shade.
Yeah. Like Brittany says, what's crazy is I honestly don't think Sheree cares about her being known for not paying or anything.
Nothing.
Paying the man, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't care. Any thoughts on this scene? Or this whole little conversation between her? I do think the situation
is odd that since Tyrone left her sitting outside in the cold in dirty streets of Philadelphia, it's odd that now she wants to kind of, drag him about, oh, his sex wasn't good or whatever the case may be, or it was terrible. And he don't really have that platform that she has where he can kind of defend himself. And it's like, no, it wasn't nothing to do with, my man part. your stuff was stinking or whatever the case may be. You know, so he don't really have the platform to defend himself, and it's just really odd that she is going there instead of just saying, "Hey, the man left me sitting outside in the cold on the dirty streets of Philadelphia, and I decided I couldn't deal with him no more." I wish she would go that route.
Maybe that since 2011,
right?
And really gonna try to convince us 10 years later, however many years later, that it ain't good no more. You literally waited for this dick to get the fuck out of jail.
Right.
And now
good.
Kind of had to be something on that
you
thing.
was abstinent because you ain't want his his little device wrapped around his ankle rubbing up on your skin or something. But like be honest, like don't do that. You waited for the dick.
What you gonna do for the D? Oh, okay. Listen, I feel it got to be something that she definitely was waiting for because I mean, honestly, the whole Nene thing is embarrassing. Like, you know, because even in that moment, I felt like Nene was very much proving herself in the moment of that as well. So to even still be keeping on, holding on to him, going to jail, getting out, the dick wasn't that bad. So for you to be like, it was horrible, bitch. Please, you've had it down your throat. I cannot stand. I cannot.
I'm weak. But the shade about when she said, you know, looks is not the most important thing. And I mean, Kenya was like, yeah, we seen Bob. The funny thing is, that's crazy. If my boyfriend said that exact same thing without even hearing she said it, he don't even really watch Atlanta. So that lets you know. That was shade.
Well, we've seen Walter too. So I mean, everybody has our things, you know.
Yeah, but let me say this though.
Martell is as good as Sheree gonna get.
Martell's a cute man, but
you want to let Key have it with you.
I mean, I thought it was funny. I keep it, but it made me like, damn, what about Walter at the same time? Everybody
I don't think Walter look as bad as Bob.
No, that fucking Steve Harvey cut.
It was just his hair.
It was awful, but
it was his season 1 look. That's all. He didn't get his season 2 glow up. That's all.
Okay, y'all go.
Bob came back every season and he still looked like Bob.
It was his eye. It was because his eye was that way. But Bob is not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
But no, look at somebody say, remember when she was dating the doctor back in season 2 and he embarrassed her? Yeah, Sheree.
Oh, damn, Sheree.
He said that he a fake doctor.
Embarrassed by these niggas.
I actually listen in the chat. Let us know who would you have a good time with, Bob or Walter? If y'all know who Walter is, Walter was the first man that was supposed to propose to Kenya. I think
Bob got something down there that can make you hang on like a damn.
They produced Tyrone.
Hey,
he make it maniac in that thing.
I'm sorry, Tango. There are unattractive people that went to Stanford as well, so that's okay. Congratulations to Bob.
I'm ready.
All right, let's get to this next part, chapter. This is actually interesting. So, so in this moment, I guess they're trying to convince us that Drew and Sanya really. Let me ask you a question. Do y'all think that Sanya and Drew were really friends? Let's start.
No.
I do think that Drew wanted to really kind of befriend Sanya because if you think about it, Drew didn't have anybody. Kenya didn't fuck with her. Marlo wouldn't really, she didn't have those other people. So I think Sanya kind of coming in and being attached to Drew, I think Drew really wanted to try and develop that friendship.
Yeah. Okay. Second question. Do you think that Sanya genuinely tried to get to know everybody?
No. To be in the clique. I think she tried to get to know everybody so she can be in the clique with like I think she came in with wanting to be friends with like Kandi, Kenya, and the top dogs considerably.
Okay. I can agree with that, Jasmine. I do as well. I think she came in thinking she wanted to be friends with one group, but then she kind of, veered that other way to Sheree and Marlo.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So in this scene, I put my first note was lesson learned.
Oh,
don't save a bitch from a car accident because clearly they're gonna change on you. Yeah. That's what I put. But that's just me. And then so Andy goes down this whole montage about their friendship and how he just misses them. Like, Andy, girl, you saw it for like 2 episodes. Like, stop it. Like, what was there to miss? They act like it was, Nene and Kim or even Quad and Mariah. It wasn't given that. It was literally convenient ship. Is what it was.
Like portion fact.
It was like Portia and Fallon. It was very iffy. So they talk about that. And Sanya explains her side of the story, and that basically she says that the moment we saw on TV, that was not the first time she had spoken to Drew about how she felt about Drew. She says that she talked to her before that in her own room by herself, and when Drew pulled the whole card of why you didn't tell me this, like when we were alone, that was her blindsiding her. And Sanya is getting very frustrated. She's like, do not lie, Drew. Tell the truth. And, Sanya says that Drew expressed how she didn't want to be confrontational anymore. And she thought that she was confrontational. And that's the reason why she decided to not be friends with Drew. Now, I had a couple things that came from this, but I'm going to get y'all thoughts. But I will say, I like Drew, but in this moment, when I was watching the scene, maybe y'all call me gullible, I don't know. I felt like in my head, like, damn, is Drew really putting on the front? Because she's an actress. I mean, I'm just saying, because Sanya was really frustrated. And I just don't, when I see frustration like that, I kind of believe it. I feel like there may be some.
You've been frustrated a few times.
The whole time.
We were still confused as to why she was.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That's only a storyline.
That's just me. I don't know. I think both of them may be acting a little bit. I don't know, but nonetheless, what are y'all thoughts on Sanya's explanation to Andy about why she fell out with Drew? And do y'all think that Drew was telling the truth? I ain't gonna lie, Drew was paying her dust. Drew gave really good housewife in this moment. She was really acting like Kenya-ish season 5 and 6. She was pissing Sanya off because unfortunately, just like the whole season, Sanya wasn't getting the reaction from Drew that she wanted. And it was pissing her off. So Antonio, you can go first.
I think in this episode, Sanya still been confused as to why she does not like Drew. She was saying that Drew was, and I'm just speaking from what I saw on the show, not I like one more than the other one or nothing like that. But she was saying that Drew is a liar and that she spoke to Drew alone. So when they got in front of the girls, she was confused as to why Drew said, well, you can speak to me about that by myself. But I remember and Drew reposted this in Sanya's confessional, she said that she didn't feel that when she had Drew in the room and it was, Ralph and all of the people in there, she didn't feel that it was the right time in that moment to speak to Drew. So Sanya never said that she spoke to Drew about this alone. She kind of confirmed what Drew was saying. So I'm still very confused as to why it is that Sanya doesn't like Drew or fuck with Drew. Sanya's confused as to why. She just knows that she doesn't. And that's okay. If she just said, I don't like you because I don't fucking like you, that is just that. And that's okay. But she ain't said that.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. It's hard because I feel like Sanya has been trying to pull receipts in the way she's trying to defend herself and things. And if she really had that conversation, we would have found out before the reunion. You know what I'm saying? She would have been said, I told you this, and I told you that I was, before this, or she would have been said that. So I think her frustration is because she does not have a reason that she does not like Drew. Like she just came in, saw Drew was the most disliked and the biggest target and wanted to be on the popular girls team. And I just think she just chose any type of reason to do it. And now she's gotten some backlash for being a flip-flopper. So I feel like she cried. She pulled the cry card, like we were talking about earlier in the group. She pulled the cry card because it was, the last little thing that she can do. When it comes to Drew, I think that she can act with, she can do. She's not an angel, you know what I'm saying? I won't be oblivious to that. But I definitely feel like once you crossed her, it was all bets off. Fuck you. Okay, whatever. I'm going to keep fucking with you. Whatever. I'm going to keep dismissing you. Bitch, you didn't say it. Whatever. But us. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Drew, but at the end of the day, she was made fun of for being naive, gullible, people throwing shade over her head. She's laughing and people laughing at her. So I feel like she's standing her ground and she's like, okay, whatever. She's doubling down on what she's saying. And in the moment she kept saying, Drew does overtalk, but Sanya overtalks too. So in that moment, Sanya kept overtalking her and she really couldn't get it in. But the one thing Drew did get in was, I still don't know why you dislike what the issue was, because you coming in not liking what I did to other people when they've been doing stuff to me. That's not a friend. Talk to me about it sideways. So,
okay. Hey, anything to add?
I ain't got nothing to say about this. It's stupid.
Not only that, she also mentioned the whole Drew being confrontational, but you, Bessie's one of the most confrontational people on the show.
So what I was saying earlier, like I felt the question for me, I guess in general was, do you think she was telling the truth in saying that she gave Drew the heads up that she was going to confront her about her, her attitude, whatever? I think that there may be some truth there, is what I'm saying. However, in terms of the reasoning for her not liking Drew, I don't find it to be very valid. I didn't find it valid then or now. Being confrontational, like honestly, the scene that they showed was literally, Drew defending herself against a random girl named Toon. You know what I'm saying? So if me being confrontational is me defending myself and getting upset, then I'm sorry. Like I'm going to be confrontational. That's just what I'm going. You want somebody like, well, I don't know what she would have wanted from Drew. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's almost like she was saying, like, you told me you wanted to grow and you're not growing, so I can't be your friend. And it's like, that didn't make sense to me. So I don't get what Sanya on there. I just felt like in that moment that I felt like maybe there may have been some truth. Not that they spoke, but that they spoke that she was going to let her know that she was going to bring it up. But then again, I don't know. Like,
I think that Sanya again just makes up stuff just to have something to say because Sheree told her in that one split second, Kenya said your husband was aggressive. Kenya, you just said my husband was aggressive, all that shit. And it's just like we talking about confrontational. You talking about husband being a whole homosexual and having a fake name, writing books and doing this and that in the town. And like at the end of the day, Drew was warranted, and some people might think Sanya was warranted. Like it's just like every time you want to do something, you want to call somebody, somebody's husband and do stuff like that, and it's just getting old. So she was warranted, everybody was warranted. So
okay. I saw this. So maybe Sonya's crying because she realized she's about to get fired. I heard, through the grapevine that they all got contracts to come back. Now we don't know what kind of contract. This could be friend of, this could be whatever. But I heard that they all got contracts. All the current cast. So that's just what I heard, honey. I don't know. Y'all don't believe in me.
I don't see them changing.
Not y'all.
I don't see them changing the bar because who they gonna bring the fuck in other than adding someone? I don't see them taking somebody out and they don't really have nobody else. They might as well try and grow with the motherfuckers that they got. Grow with them damn little boring ass Kiwis over there. Like,
at this point, we could just replace RHOA with Married to Medicine. I'm sorry.
I don't even know if Married to Medicine go after this.
Hey, you ready to kick Atlanta to the side? RHOA?
I am. I'm so
if you don't want to film us no more, just say that. Dang, you can have your Monday.
It was already late. You don't want to.
I'm not gonna disagree with y'all on nothing. I'm just gonna say I love filming with y'all on Mondays. However, I am bored as fuck. And Cortez, don't pull that with me because you was bored last season. That's why you brought us on here in the first place. You was bored. You was filming in your night clothes. Remember?
I was in my role.
Okay then.
Let's not talk about then. Let's talk about what's now. Okay.
I'm bored now. I'm bored. My lips are dry.
Go back.
Good for a receipt, even if it's from last year. She is good for a receipt now.
Right. We saw that, didn't we?
The videos are there. If you want to see me in my role, please go back a couple last year because I was bored as hell.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just bored. Like I love y'all though. Y'all make it fun.
It was kind of lackluster. I did put that in my tweet today.
After I will say Sanya gave this look when she said you need to stop acting and get real. I was like, bitch, is this the real world?
Real world?
Stop being polite and get real. Get it. She told her and so she started crying and Drew said, I see a tear. Kenya was falling out. And then Sanya, as she was crying, she was like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm like, girl, this is the reunion. Like, what do you mean you don't want to talk about it anymore? Like, you don't have that option actually. You don't.
You can't go nowhere.
You can't go nowhere. I don't talk about it anymore.
Maybe you could run and jump, but
right. And Marlo told her, did she tell her get tougher skin? Something like that. He said that.
Marlo said that to her, I think.
Sanya, I hope if she comes back next season, I hope that she gets it together because she I don't know. She didn't get some tougher skin. I mean, hell,
or some better reads
or something. She gonna have to. Otherwise, this platform is not for her. This is not the track league or whatever they be running there. I don't know what it is, but this ain't it.
Track lead. I'm sorry. Damn.
All right, so let's get to this last scene right here. It was featuring Marlo. Well, I called it Marlo and the boys. I thought it was gonna be more about the boys, but Marlo is basically there. This segment was all about her joining the cast as a full-time housewife. I asked you because they asked them, she asked Kenya, what did y'all think of Marlo's first season as a housewife? Did it live up to expectation or was it a flop? Jazz, answer the question.
I'm trying to be respectful. Hold on, guys.
Say your shit, Jazz.
No, I'm just trying to be respectful. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to the question. No, I'm sorry. What you say? Okay, yes. I think that she what was the question? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Are you satisfied with her performance as a housewife?
I'm satisfied with it toward the end. At the end, I think actually Kenya's opinion was warranted. I think it was not too far-fetched from what most people might think. I liked Marlo because I feel like, even though she has had a friend on the show before, that she still did not know what it was like to get a peach. And I still think that she was kind of like, oh, she did this, she might have overperformed. I will give you guys that. But I think toward the end of the season, I think that it came together and people's opinions and stuff will make her a better housewife for her season 2. So that's it.
Okay.
Flop, flippity, flop, 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 flop.
I think
come on, Asia.
I think she did fine. Can I tell you my real opinion is if Portia, I think the original plan was to have Portia this season, and I think the season would have been better with Marlo and Kenya going after Portia. Without that, they kind of were struggling, and I think Marlo had to pivot like her whole shit.
Yeah, I agree with that, Asia, for real. I really do.
See, that's inauthentic. You going in?
We are OGs. I want to just let that up. We are all OGs on here. I love everybody on this panel. We are just so great people. I love this. I love this. This is our box. So I just want to let everyone know that.
Who usually know that?
I'm just letting everybody know. Whoever.
Oh, child. Listen, if somebody say, listen, we're going to say we bored all damn day. We bored. We're going to be here every Monday, though. That's the same
period.
Okay, so what did y'all feel about Marlo's, story about the foster care and how her whole story from being young to now and how many homes she went to, and she basically said that she feels like she feels like she made it, and she feels like she said her exact words was, "I made it. I'm sitting down with you all, a media mogul, Sheree, who started this platform, a singer songwriter. I have made it, child." And she talks her shit, and the whole moment she breaks down and crying. She tries to cry.
That shit was funny.
Wow, y'all really
No, she did try to cry earlier, and Andy gave her a tissue. I'm like, why? She could. But then later on, she did start crying when she got into the moment of they call her a prostitute and hoe, and can't nobody name one person she didn't have sex with. And I mean, other than clearly Candy's godbrother.
I'm gonna say, yeah,
this Candy's godbrother. But Marlo Spiel. Like, how y'all feel about Marlo Spiel? Like, did you think that it was, that she talk her shit and let people know where she came from? Because we've seen Marlo forever on this show, but I guess we've heard it, but now we actually got it in raw terms. What she been through, the people she's been with, and she says you can't even imagine the things that she has done or lived under in her circumstances of living since being younger. So, what y'all think?
I feel like she probably would have been, to me, made for a better fit and housewife this season, had she kind of led with that from the very beginning. I'm thinking like, give us that insight that we didn't know of. We know you like to start shit. We know you like to argue and go below the belt. Okay, cool. Give us that, but also give us who you really are, where you came from, your upbringing. I wish she had led with that. To me, it's like now, like I sorry to sound harsh, I don't really give a fuck about that now. You talking about it at the Union on your little segment, and you know, Andy and all whoever trying to protect their investment in you that they made in you and Sheree, and they tried to put y'all at the forefront like y'all really did something. I don't really give a fuck about that. Like I really, really don't. And even outside of you being a housewife this season, you've been on the show for many, many seasons. You've had confessionals. You've had one-on-ones with people. These are things that you could have also talked about then to make people get to know you better. So, yeah, it's still a flop to me. I don't care. I don't want to hear it no more.
Too little, too late.
Hope it's over after this, and I hope she keep them boys in the house with her and don't put them out no more.
Oh my God, it's just so much hate. Y'all would sit there and tweet, "Oh, go check on your strong friends." And
oh Lord, here we go.
But then when they crack,
I ain't never tweeted that.
Go drink some milk. You know what I'm saying? So,
I ain't never tweeted that.
Like she didn't have the bandwidth to be saying it when they was Bush and Needy and all these other heavy hitters on there. When we was gonna talk about living in 5 shelters and shit. So I'm gonna sit up here and I'm gonna cry with her, honey. I had my tissue out like Candace. I was patting the sides of my eyes. So I loved it. I understood it, honey. Honey, you ain't never gonna know until your ass don't have no mama, and I understood it. So I didn't care. I saw the tears. Her voice got deep. She sounded like Beyonce. It was cool. I understood it. I loved it. I didn't mind it. It was
get in there.
Yeah, what did Beyonce do?
It like raining in the hood and she gets deep, you know what I'm saying? So I just really, you know what I'm saying, I just don't have that in me to be like always kind of second guessing somebody. I do understand it. I don't judge. I don't question. People are going to have their opinions about things. And, you know, some people don't be wanting to hear your sob stories. And I'm not oblivious to that at all. But, I mean, you know, it's people out there that has those same stories. So I think it's still warranted to listen to it. I do not think that I feel like I do agree with you, Antonio. Like, I feel like she could have been said that even more so in the beginning of the season and stuff like that. But I just want her to kind of break down that wall and stuff, even with Kenya. I want them both to break it down. Like they're both two rocks. They have the same damn plight with each, you know, from what they have going on in their past and stuff like that. So, honey, like I said, I was dabbing my eyes out, damn folded my napkin. I was sitting here, tears was dripping. I loved it.
Cried?
I cried about
I'm glad you had real tears.
Y'all ain't gonna go tell me to drink no milk. I cried about it. I like to cry, honey, because I have to get on here. People
I'm glad you cried because Marlo damn show was struggling.
And be nice. You know, I got to be hard, but you know, I'm very soft and sensitive. I'm kind hearted and stuff like that. It takes, you know, I lost my mom, so stuff like that really does help me. So I enjoyed it.
Let me say this: I don't have an issue. I don't think it was a matter of this is too late for you to be doing this, because there is never a time that you could be doing that. You could be crying and expressing yourself and telling your story. I just felt like it was all said as reasons to the things that she's done. I didn't like that she was kind of using it in a sense to justify whatever she's done. Basically, if I've hurt anybody on this couch, this is why. You know, this is what I've been through. Y'all can't imagine what I've been through. So I'm sorry, but this is why. And that's what I got from it. So that's why I couldn't empathize with it. I mean, you know, her story is her story, and they all up there have one. You know, Kenya, like she said earlier, they about the same damn person. She may have been through foster care and shit like that. She may have been to jail, but she doesn't have, you know, her mom in her life. And so that affected her. But you never hear her like mentioning that as a reason. Kenya. And so it's kind of like if you're watching Beverly Hills right now and Renna is blaming poor Lois on everything. I don't like that type of thing. And I feel like just because you go through things don't mean you have to be the nasty, mean person that you have been in a certain way. That's all. But
not your big old age.
For sure. Like my best friend from 20 years, she said, y'all better believe her, honey. I be crying all the time. My glasses be fogged up. But I come on here and be holding my shoulders high because I'll fight anybody. I'll line it up. Beat everybody ass in.
You be fighting.
I be crying a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Chase said he shed a tear. All right, Chase.
For me and my best, we have sensitive.
I can't believe Chase shed no tear on no Marlo.
Well, typically the people with the most mouths are the most sensitive.
They both lying.
He said not.
No, for real. Most of the time, the people with the most mouth are the most sensitive or extremely sensitive.
Rewind.
What's that? Shots fired. Pop, pop, pop.
I do not have a lot of mouth. Like I'm an alpha woman, and I have had to go, but I've had situations where I can't be letting people see me in that type of light. But when I go home, I close the door, I'll be breaking down like Janet Jackson with a cigarette along with Ash. You know what I'm saying?
I just with Marlo,
I'm sorry.
It was late.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I was like, it was late. Not that you could tell your story on your own time. You can't expect people to give a fuck.
Right.
Oh, I gotta put this couple in here because
not too much on bed.
Trey said it too because he's thinking about Barack still not coming back to Married to Medicine. Ooh, that's crazy. Y'all ain't gonna do a Chase like that.
Yeah. No, but sad.
It's
sad story, Marlo. Very sad.
I'm sorry.
But I mean, this my thing, Marlo. What the fuck you want other people to do about your sad ass story?
Right.
Oh. Your sad ass story.
But it's crazy that she tried to act like they won't let her in, but she has constantly put people down over the years, whether it's about their fashions or them not having as much money as her, or so she's done.
They damn doormat.
But do
like,
she?
Come on, Marlo.
But does she start it?
Marlo always starts shit.
No, she did not.
I don't agree or disagree with that. Like, I don't give a fuck who starts shit. But girl, be about your shit. Like, even when she told her story, I would have been like, look, I was in 5 foster homes and I'm a thug and I'm trying not to be one no more. Like, fuck with your girl or don't fuck with me. But she wanted like so much sympathy from telling her story instead of being able to just tell her story.
I ain't like that.
That's why I didn't empathize with it. Tell your story, be emotional about your story, don't expect me to give a fuck about your story. That's it.
Because I feel like Andy's supposed to go harder on her ass because Marlo did a lot of fucked up shit this season.
Andy like Marlo. He ain't never gonna go hard on her. He
sad ass, she a foster child story.
I don't think so.
He likes Marlo.
You talking about Andy?
Yeah.
No, that's why she went on the show because she's
no. Did you see at the very beginning when she was like, he was going to the rooms and she was like, I'm gonna apologize for what I did wrong and take ownership. And he was like, this is the Marlo that I love. Yeah. And she came out there and blamed it on the fact that she was a foster child.
No, she not. They asked her. She did not blame it. They asked her. It was her segment. If we sit up there and listen,
that's what she did the whole damn season. Everything was, I'm a foster child. You is not no damn foster child. You was 57 years motherfucking old.
I cannot.
You see her mama without them teeth? She's still.
Now let's
get the fuck out.
Now her mama like, what I got to do with it?
Her mama ain't worried about it. Her mama having a good time in Arkansas, across that bridge.
Right. Knocking on the neighbors door calling you a bitch asshole with no teeth in your mouth. No, she's a damn
She chose to not have teeth in her mouth. She sold them for some.
Oh,
anyway. Anyway, so I put the link in the chat for a few callers. But I don't see anybody in the queue, so we may be looking at right now.
4 fucking tears. Oh my!
Who needs to call in?
No, he gets everybody mama together. That's one thing for sure. Because when he was talking about Sheila, I about passed out. You hear me? For real. I was crying home.
Baby, I miss you.
Oh my God, I was dying of this.
Oh my God.
Tango, are you gonna call in? I sent the link now. You said you gotta call in and read somebody. Come on,
call in. Please, somebody call in. Tell somebody to tell Kevin to call in, please. I would love to.
Okay, Kevin, call in.
I'm bored now.
I'm tired about it now. Let's talk about it. Let's be about it.
Well, before we get anybody on, if anybody decides to join, make sure y'all hit that like button. We've seen, I think, close to 70 people here today, so that's a lot of people. Atlanta or just in general. But yeah, hit that like button. It should be at least 70 likes when I finish this. Jesus.
I'm gonna go like it right now.
Tango, you are not too shy. That's crazy. And Sheila is Ashley's mom from Potomac with the, get ready for October 9th. We'll be back. I'll be talking about Sheila again. All right, we have one caller.
He called me Viola Davis last week, and I wanted him to call in today. I didn't know what was going on.
Right. Right. What the hell was that about?
I don't know, because I'm here.
Hold up. What's going on, Brittany? Thank you for calling in. Okay, because we was like,
hey, Brittany.
Yeah.
How you doing, Brittany?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We doing good.
Hey, Brittany.
So I thought I'd call in since no one was calling in, but I wanted to take this time to just ask you guys a question because when I know that Asia said she was bored, and I guess we're all kind of bored, unfortunately. This is probably one of the less exciting reunions that Atlanta has ever had. But don't you think we should kind of give them a little bit of a break, though? Like, we're 14 seasons in. They've given us some of the best reunions and seasons out of the entire franchise. Like, is it boring because it's boring, or is it just because they set the bar so high that now we kind of have higher expectations and they're not really meeting those, but the show is okay? Like, I'm not sure where you guys are at with that.
No, I don't think they should be given a break. No, if they're gonna be given a break, then let's just take them off the network altogether. Personally, I mean, if it's no, when you're on TV, you need to continue to perform. And I don't want to compare them to other shows, but I will say other franchises. I feel like other franchises cast they come to work, and I think what's missing with Atlanta is that they're not really working. You know what I'm saying? The work that they're doing to me is not organic. They're just kind of doing anything. Right. And I feel like, some of these franchises are getting in Atlanta has lost it, but they're also missing key players and key talent too. So it ain't really their fault. So I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think they're just getting the casting wrong. At the end of the day, they're like any one of the cast members or any set of the cast members could work. But somebody has to leave. The chemistry is just not there. It's too much old and new mixed together. And it's just no Nene.
Oh. Because I feel like season 9 was probably one of the best seasons they've ever had, and Nene wasn't on that season.
No, that wasn't good to me. Season 9
was Oh, really? Oh.
Season 9.
That was when the whole Phaedra's last season.
The rape comment, the rape allegation or whatever.
Yeah. And that's the last time we made Kandi work too. So look,
the lies.
Yeah, I think it's
season 2.
I think they had a good reunion because things were revealed, but I don't recall that season just being like, "Oh, this is." And I think they had some good moments from like Portia.
It was a good season. I thought it was a good season because that's when Marlo was friends with Sheree that time, and she said to Kenya, "Your whole mama don't wanna." That was the glamping. Phaedra was still there.
Mama Joyce came to her job too.
Mama, yeah.
Wait,
I think so. Yeah,
because someone wanted to blow Phaedra up, or that's what Mama Joyce kept saying. That was that same season.
It had some moments, but it had some moments. I agree.
Yeah,
because really, on paper, you'd think that Marlo would be great, right? Because she's been around. It makes sense for her to be a housewife, but she wasn't, though.
That's subjective.
Because her storyline did not come back.
I don't think she was bad enough than anybody else.
Portia. I don't know. I just feel like they're in a very awkward space, and once they get their footing again, I think they'll be fine. Because Beverly Hills kind of had that too, and then you can't plan that Erica Jane stuff, and then that kind of revitalized the show again. So
you said we need some fraud and some scam.
Oh well, hopefully not.
We don't get it, but they kicked Fatum off.
No, we'll need Fatum, child.
I don't want her barking
there. We was gonna get some fraud. I think they should have brought, if they would have brought back LaToya Forever.
I agree.
We would have had a little bit more of a fiery season, or if they even would have brought Simon ex-wife back on, like we would have had something, even if they was friends or something, we would have had some organic shit pop off, even with Portia not being there.
Because Kandi just confirmed that she has no plans to leave, so if they ask her back, she's gonna come back. So people thinking that Kandi's going, she's not going anywhere, so Phaedra's not coming back, so it's kind of like
every time you say that, Understand.
Yeah.
If Candace said that, that means
maybe we just need a RHOA break. It doesn't have to go away, but maybe we just need a break.
A full reboot.
I think they need. I really think they just need new people. Like
yeah, I'm saying maybe instead of doing Atlanta, let's do Marietta. Let's go to Augusta. I don't know.
Savannah.
Let's get out of that area and start over.
No, I really think
Savannah. I will go apply.
Yeah, I love Savannah.
All right, Brittany, I got some more callers. But thank you for that insightful question. I don't know what's going to happen with Atlanta, but until it's gone, we're going to be here talking about it.
I'm going to keep watching, boring or not.
I mean, have a great night.
You too.
Yeah, on Mondays. I'm still gonna be here, friend.
Dang, Asia got fired, baby, today.
I mean, you know,
people been trying to take my peach.
I mean,
I got them together. I get whoever else together too.
I had your back, Asia. You know it ain't not too much.
I know I missed it. I had to go back and read it. Like, what happened?
That's why I was like, I'm trying to be respectful because it's not my lane. But
are you trying to be respectful? Because I'm just trying to get up here and talk.
Okay, I'm like, dang, y'all don't see Chase.
We don't see Chase.
That's all right. I'm not on the clock.
What's going on, Chase?
Nothing much. I want to call and just be very clear. I almost shed a tear. I did not cry for that bitch. Okay. I just want to be very clear about it.
Thank you for the clarification, because I was
So no, but what I will say is this cast real off brand. I'm tired of them trying to make this shit work. It's a lot that goes into it for me. I feel like they cheat. They fired all the girls that was making the money, but the girls that was making the money was bringing a show. B, I really do feel like Portia messed this season up because we were going to get Kenya, Marlo, possibly Sheree, other girls. Drew was going to have to be questioned because Drew's big thing last season was about Delilah. And it was alleged that Portia stole the lady husband or whatever she did. You know what I mean? So I really think that was the big thing that was going to sell this season. And Portia backed out last minute, like right before they started filming. So I think that kind of did mess things up. I think somebody said that on the panel, like Marlo had to pivot. You know what I mean? And they're really just like really trying to shove this Marlo and Sheree thing down our throat. We get that Sheree back for the fourth time. We get that Marlo finally got a peach, but we don't care because it's not good TV. These are not two people who can lead a television show. They're great supporting players. Like when Sheree came back as a friend season 8, I love that. I thought that she would be a great friend, but you know, she feels like she deserves a peach. She gets the peach, and then what does she give us? Stuttering, stumbling, mumbling, and fumbling, honey. It's
lace joggers.
Okay, that's for $300 with a 20% off coupon. Kiss my ass.
And you could because they were lace joggers.
Girl, ain't much lace in the Chantilly lace in the world. But that's all I got. But I want people to look deeper into it, especially when we say cancel Atlanta. If Atlanta gotta go, OC gotta go. It's a lot of places that could go first. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that OC could definitely go. I ain't gonna they could go.
I thought it did go. It's back.
No, they still filming, child.
They took a long little break. They did
a little reboot, but it's sort of, but they still on.
And Tamara's back, right? Tamara.
I wish they wouldn't try to fix. Yeah, Tamara back. Yeah, I really wish that they wouldn't try to fix this. I really wish that they would find us 6 new girls because plenty of people in Atlanta, since they don't want to pay nobody, they ain't got to pay them if they knew. So, but this needs to be fixed because this is a hot mess and it's real off brand. But y'all not though. Y'all so hot. And guess what? This is the panel on Monday night. And if you got a problem with it, call in and be about that life.
Yeah, come face me face to face, baby.
Keep the fingers to yourself, Bookadoo. All right, I'm out.
Bye, Chase.
Bye, Chasey Poo.
Make sure y'all check out Chase tomorrow for Married to Medicine. So that was a good episode, and I got to catch up tomorrow because I got to call in tomorrow. I got some stuff to say. All right, our last caller because we can get out of here. It's funny, y'all all wanted to call at the last minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and let on our. Is this our Taylor? Taylor?
What's up? Yes, it's me. It's me. It is he. What's up, everybody?
Going on, Taylor?
Hi, Taylor.
Hi everyone. Hi, Antonio.
Taylor.
I'm just piggybacking off of Brittany's original question, and Chase's follow up. And honestly, everyone is just so fucking lame this season. Like everyone is lame. Sheree is lame. This is her 3rd time back. Her story wrapped up. She can go. Kandi's lame. She's on the same shit as she has been for the last 5, 6, 7, 11 years. She can go. Sanya's lame. She can't step up to the plate when it's time for her to, beef with somebody. She can go. Drew's lame because she acts like she don't know what the fuck is going on when somebody addresses her over some shit that she started. She can fucking go. So, like at the beginning of the episode when they did the bone collector game or whatever, where they put like the little bones next to everybody every time they collected a bone. Mm-hmm. Every single one of them had 2 bones. And that made me think that that's the real issue with the casting, is that nobody's falling into line. Nobody's playing their position on the show. Back in season 7, when you had Phaedra, Portia, Kandi, Cynthia, Nene, I guess Sheree even at times, like everyone had a role, everyone had a dynamic, everyone had a personality that when they came together created sparks for the show. Everybody's just running around, not really knowing what they're doing. They're kind of being messy, kind of not. I mean, it was light work for Kenya to drag Sanya. Like, nobody's really working. Nobody's really falling into their position on the show. And I think that if they can't fall into position on the show, they need to be gone because it's boring to watch. The editors don't know what to do. That's why we had to sit through Marlo's entire monologue about her childhood because there's nothing happening. So,
nothing was there.
And when Chase said if Atlanta has to go, then OC has to go, they can go too. I wasn't watching them to begin with. So get rid of everything that's boring.
Yeah, that's a very good point about the dynamics. It is everybody's kind of, but I feel like there's a lot. They are under a lot of pressure. Like they are having to, they're watching our shows. They know it's boring. They try to put on the show. I think they're trying. It's just not there.
If they wanted to give us a good show,
they probably think. I mean, look at Kandi. Kandi said this was a good season, and baby, if she thought this was good, that lets me know that in their head, oh, bitch, we doing it, girl. It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Unless it was good and all the good parts was edited out or something, the way they maybe.
True.
I mean,
but it's also really sad.
That's possible, Antonio, because they had good people lined up and they didn't cast them. So. Yeah, the decision making skills are poor.
They have production has lost context as to what is entertaining for this show. Even Andy is confused because he is. I mean, the seating chart itself, like yes, he trying to create this whole season 6 dynamic. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it was awkward for one. That's not what we. You're never sitting next to the person you're arguing with. That doesn't happen. I mean, you can, but that's not what the show is about. Like. I don't know. They got the formula wrong. I'll say
you can also see them trying, like specifically Sheree. Like Sheree from season 1 and 2 is not the Sheree of today, and it's just really awkward, honestly, seeing a 50-year-old woman having a prison bae, and like using Twitter lingo as a read that someone else already typed up for her. Like it's just like you become a shell of yourself. Like be yourself. Like that's the reason that we are entertained by you. Stop fucking going to Twitter and listening to what everyone else is saying and then copying that down for when you get to meet up and read people. Just be you, please.
Boo. When she said, boo.
Tomato. Like
hey, that's not a bar.
Not a bar.
So, and if we need to move to Mobile or Augusta or somewhere else and try something
not
new,
Mobile, Alabama.
The Real Housewives of Chattanooga. It's so be it.
Come on.
So
that's
man, wait a minute. You want too far.
Wait a minute. Wait. However, I'll wait for Real Housewives of Memphis or Married to Medicine Memphis. That's what I really want to see.
First of all, Chattanooga, we will set it off, honey. I would definitely.
We know.
Okay. I ain't trying to be gassing on damn TV talking crazy to people.
I'll watch it.
Okay.
Thank you guys. Stay blessed.
They need to come to Houston.
No,
they had a Married to Medicine Houston.
No, we need a Real Housewives of Houston.
Yeah. Asia could be on there, then I could be a friend.
Okay. Well, with that being said,
I can't do that.
We're gonna go ahead and lay it out. I enjoyed our show. The reunion was very meh. I don't know why they got 3 parts. I don't even know what's coming in the next part because as soon as it ended, I turned it off and came back to my little office. It's 3 parts.
Yes. No, I think it's 3.
It's 3.
How are you doing it?
Because they wasted everything.
I feel like the most entertaining thing in the reunions are the birds, because those birds are telling us this shit boring. Like they basically
That
make
really is what they was doing when they was having those.
bored.
Whose idea was it to have live birds on the show?
But did y'all hear the birds were very loud while they were talking?
Yeah. The birds were mic'd.
They were. They were arguing too. I would rather see their drama. They probably like, my wing look better than yours.
Right.
My wing. Huh?
No, they had real birds and real water. So
all right, y'all. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all watch Married to Medicine tomorrow. It's gonna be good. And Beverly Hills on Wednesday. We'll see y'all later. And y'all have a good rest of y'all Monday, okay? Good night.
Good night.